Let me give you a few more Icarus cases because, as I said, they do sometimes involve individual people, and the particularly impressive cases I have all are Icarus involved with fire. That is, Icarus in a fire house, Icarus conjunct a fire planet, Icarus in a fire sign. To have the overreach or prematurity, there seems to have to be associated with fire in some way. And the more fire, the more emphatic. One case is a woman who has Icarus, Mars, Sun conjunct in Sagittarius in the 5th house. Total fire. Icarus, Mars, Sun. Mars is fire, Sun is fire. Sagittarius, fire sign. Leo house, the 5th house. All fire. At the age of 2, she started playing the piano in public. At the age of 6, her parents moved to another city, and it was like it never existed. She just stopped. She still plays a little bit for her own entertainment. She never played in public again. It's like this premature, incredible flowering, and then it was gone. At the age of 6, when she stopped playing the piano, she got into a different 5th house activity. She got involved with sex. That was also a little premature.
At what age?
6.
On purpose?
Just happened.
What did she have?
It wasn't that she, no, it was with little boys. And it wasn't that she really did all that much. She said, just somehow, all the little boys wanted to get into her panties. That's the way she put it. And she was an only child, and she was curious, and she would let them look at her, if they would let her look at them. And then they played. I don't think all that much happened, probably for years, but she got the name of being a loose woman among her school crowd. This was in a Bible-built state where such things didn't happen. Right out of high school, she married a friend, a high school graduate also, who was a good provider, a good Virgo type, really into business and doing a good job in the business, provided for her royally, financially, and wasn't interested in sex. Same for furnace again, you know, the Icarus thing is prematurity and the activity, and then it was gone. She stayed very, very frustrated for some years. She had an affair for a while that was not really in harmony with her moral nature. Now she's sublimating it. Her husband's willing to have sex occasionally, somewhat reluctantly, and he's not very good at it. So it's a very interesting Icarus case. You know, the average astrologer would look at Mars and the Sun and Sagittarius in the 5th, and what would they say about them? This person's a swinger, right? No way. She's now virtually celibate, and she's sublimating it.
How?
She's into spiritual reading and teaching. She runs a bookstore, selling spiritual books. She teaches classes.
Spiritual books and vibrators.
Okay, another case, 2 other cases that I had here in L.A. One of them became a singer at the age of 2, like this one, was a pianist in Hollywood. And I may get these 2 mixed up. I had them close together in time, and I didn't even put Icarus in the chart till after they left. And after they left, when I'd gotten their life history, and I said, they have got to have a strong Icarus, and I put it in the chart, and it was. But this one, I think this is the one. She was a singer at 2, and she decided, well, all the way through when other kids were going to school, and she had 2 normal brothers and sisters, and she was supporting the whole family, and her parents did nothing but manage her career. So it's like she worked all the time, and everybody else had a chance to play and go to school and have a normal life. And she got more and more frustrated by this, and finally, right out of high school at that age, she just quit the whole Hollywood scene and went and got married, tried to lose herself and her husband, and it didn't work. So at the time she came to see me, she was middle 20s, and she was trying to get back into the Hollywood scene, and she decided she really did want to be an actress, and wasn't sure she could still be a singer, but she just had found that she could not forget her own ambition and just live through her husband. It just wasn't working for her. And she had Icarus conjunct Mars in Sagittarius in the first house. Again, total fire. Real precocious, premature activity. The other one had Icarus on the anti-vertex, if I remember rightly. The anti-vertex is black in the center, and it was exact. And she became a dancer at the age of 6, and she also had Vesta on the midheaven, exact. And Vesta prominent is that need to work to accomplish, do something big, and on the midheaven can be real tremendous drive. But in this case, she was more consciously identified with this need for a career. She didn't feel her parents were pushing her into it, even though she did much the same thing. She supported her whole family. Her work supported the family. But she felt identified with the need to accomplish, and unconsciously was resisting it. And so the outcome was actually more tragic. It's when we're consciously frustrated and we know it, we can do something about it. And then if it doesn't work, we can try something else. But when we're unconsciously fighting it, and buried and repressed, then we get the tragic events in the life. And we say, oh, why did that happen to me? So what happened in her case was in her late teens, she had an accident and was semi-crippled. And she's now able to walk again but can't dance. But her own frustration at not being able to have a normal childhood was so buried and repressed that it took an accident to get her out of it. And so she's now coming back, and she would like to get back into the films again, not obviously as a dancer, but as a character actress, so she's also trying to make a comeback now. I don't remember their names. I'm terrible on names. Anyway, both of them with this very prominent Icarus, and lots of other cases. I keep, I've had so many of these, it's incredible. So that seems to be a very clear picture. The capacity for an intense love attraction, when it's two people with strong Icarus tied to each other's charts, and ambition, drive, achievement, need to reach the top, excitement, glamour, and a fire principle when it's backed up by fire in some way. Okay, any questions on that?